Who's going next?
Me.
I think it was Danny, right?
All right, yeah, cool. So, topic number 2, we will send on over to you, Danny Peel, Brutal Nature.
I accept it. All right. I accept you. I accept your joy and your pleasure. Oh, well. Okay. Okay, moving swiftly.
You guys getting married?
Just for the tax exempts.
Anyway, my topic has sparked from a little bit of discussion lately. I forget who it was, but one of the bigger YouTuber gamer guys did a little poll about what people would most like to see. What? I did a little poll. Seriously? Like, it's what am I doing here? Like, come on. Is this high school? Anyway,
No comment.
He did
comment.
He did a straw.
Say it.
He did a
Say
little
it.
poll. He took a survey about what his viewers would like to see for the setting for the next Battlefield game. And a large majority came back saying World War II. And, I mean, we're all kind of, especially me and you, Nikolai, but probably Taylor as well, I guess, we're all at that age where it seems like yesterday when World War II games were pretty much just everywhere and it was oversaturation, right? Pretty much completely felt like that. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of fair to say, do you think? So,
Yep.
I mean, from my perspective, it's been done to death at this point, and I mean, I'm sure there's things that they haven't done yet that they could do, but I'm just wondering maybe there's some kids that kind of caught the tail end of that, and they got a little appetite for it, but they never fully experienced all of it to the degree that we did. I'm just wondering, does World War II deserve another look in games, and what could they do that they haven't done before, and or is it better left alone now that we've seen so damn much of it? I just wondered what you guys thought about that, to be honest.
I think it'd sell like hotcakes if it came back, because it's been long enough to where, like you said, the previous generations before us, it would feel new and fresh to them, right? This is where older people tend to get jaded a little bit or whatever about trends that make a comeback, and you're just kind of like, oh, again. But at the same time, we've never seen a World War II game with the graphical prowess that we can produce today.
That's about it, though.
So I think that's where it could keep it interesting. Also, with the scale that we could do it now. Like, you could have thousands of people storming a beach instead of the 30 or 40 that were probably
That's true, yeah.
Medal of Honor Allied Assault or whatever, right?
Right.
They could go back to some older stuff that was done, but do it better. Like in the Medal of Honor franchise, the coolest missions for me were when you got to go undercover.
Right.
And you're like in the Nazi bases. Like there are things you could do to keep it fresh and make it new. I'd like to see it, but I mean, for me personally, let's get some good Vietnam games out there, man.
Yeah.
There are untapped potential in those Vietnam settings and games. And for storytelling at least too, like you can have some pretty gritty, mature storytelling exposition in a Vietnam game. I don't know why they don't touch it. Maybe it's like America doesn't like talking about that war. But I fucking, it's been so long. Just do it, right?
Yeah, I think
Own
it's
it.
been long enough now that they should be able to. I mean, they had that conflict Vietnam, which was pretty.
There was a couple Vietnam games.
dark.
There was also it was just called Vietnam Purple Haze, I believe.
Yeah.
Battlefield Vietnam was a DLC thing that was fucking
Amazing.
awesome for Battlefield.
Bad Company 2.
No, it was Bad Company 2. Yeah, that's right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and that was awesome. You fly in the chopper, and they got the Hendrix going.
Yeah.
And it's man, that's what it's like.
Yeah, I think if they I would enjoy a World War II game or even World War I game or a Vietnam game as long as the story is good enough. Like if you're just gonna throw it in like an old Medal of Honor game, like Rising Sun or something, where you're just kind of like going through Japan doing different, I guess, missions, like historical missions, that are from the war, then that's, in my opinion, that's been done enough. And you can like watch documentaries and stuff like that that are all about that or think are going to give you a little bit more of an understanding of what actually happened. I don't think you need to have the historical elements in there.
Yeah, nobody's going to play any of the fucking war games to figure out what World War II was like.
Yeah.
They just want to play a cool game.
Yeah, or
right?
like to find out, what generals were at what battles.
I don't think anybody's ever played a video game to get like a historical accuracy.
I should hope not.
And shit like that. I'm gonna learn today on
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I don't think that's ever been the thing.
Yeah, so I mean, like I loved the first Call of Duty, the single player where like that first mission where you're in Stalingrad and the guy in front of you gets a gun and you just get a fucking pack of bullets slapped in your hand.
Yeah.
No, it's almost shot for shot from Enemy of the Gates.
It is.
Yeah,
it
it is.
But it's like that is amazing, and then you're like running around for the first little while waiting for that dude in front of you to get shot so you can take his gun, and then you can start killing motherfuckers. And I loved that aspect of it. Like give cool little cinematic, I guess, parts of it to kind of give you the atmosphere of that time. And then like they can have like a bad guy, like some crazy German dude who's oh man, like in did you ever play that that open world game, the Saboteur?
I have it
for PS3.
I own it.
I loved that because the main bad guy in that was this fucking German SS general. And
Yep.
he had just the most like German evil name. His name was Kurt Dierker. And I love that name so much. So yeah, you give me some fucking Kurt Dierker to kill in so like a Call of Duty style game, I'd love it.
Yeah.
So that's what sells you. Okay, that's what Taylor wants, is a German name.
No, I want like a character essentially, like a character I love to hate, and I want
Something to
like,
keep you
some
playing.
cool, some cool story elements that are
Sure.
that create that atmosphere instead of.
Are you
just being
interested
like,
in any kind of World
this
War II
happened, this happened,
multiplayer
this
stuff?
happened.
Because that was kind of the survey, wasn't it? They wanted it for a battlefield setting.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was his
I guess so, yeah.
specific one. Yeah.
I loved Call of Duty 2 online. That was one of my favorite online games. So yeah, I would definitely play a new World War II Call of Duty or whatever it is, or Battlefield Call of Duty. I would definitely do that.
I don't think there's
Battlefield
any
Call of
question that we would all play it,
Yeah.
right? I think we would, more than likely. If it came out, we'd all give it a shot.
Yeah, I think
We're
so.
all
Yeah, it's
shooter
different.
fans.
It's different than the newer shooters that are coming out right now, right?
Mhm.
So
Well, imagine
it would be nice.
Imagine it with VR. What they could do with World War II at that point. That would be interesting to see, actually.
That'd be intense.
Trench fighting is what I see with VR, man. Like you just like
I
lift your
guess,
head up
yeah.
and your guy pops out over the trench.
Ugh.
And you duck down.
Yeah, I
Did
guess
you see
that'd be
that
cool.
that sort of gameplay thing that they had, or like the VR kind of test footage or whatever that they were showing? And you got like the shotgun, and you're pumping the shotgun and like fucking and like blowing dudes away. Like that was really cool. I couldn't tell if you were walking by yourself. I don't think you were, but yeah, it was like you'd get into a room and there'd be like 6 guys, and you could see your hands on the screen. They were like kind of see through, and then it had like a game shotgun in your hands, and you were and the guy was like,
What headset was he wearing?
I didn't see.
Was it like Oculus or?
I didn't see.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just showed the gameplay. It didn't show the actual dude wearing the headset.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I'd be down for something like that if you could actually like it, as long as it's not on rails.
Yeah.
If it's on rails, then I'm not too excited. But
I'm not excited for anything on rails.
Yeah, but if you can like actually use a gun and walk around somehow, I don't even know how you would do that then.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, if you're holding a gun, I don't think they have.
Were you
the
playing in an
motion.
open field?
Yeah, I don't know, on a treadmill. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of
Try
options.
turn around and walk backwards on a treadmill.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Well, but yeah, I don't know. I think if you were to do VR with that, it'd have to be on rails. Or you're just sitting there in a trench, like you said, just shooting people as they run by.
Or you do it like the sharpshooter does, and you have like you hold the gun and you got a joystick here, and then buttons back here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yep. But I don't know. That's
I
I don't
personally
really care about VR right now, to be honest, until it's in my hands.
Yeah.
I personally didn't get like oversaturated by all the World War II shit
No.
myself.
I definitely did.
Yeah, it did as well.
Or maybe I did at the time, but now I feel like I could play another one if like Medal of Honor.
Well, I could play another one.
Another World War II.
I'd play it,
I'd
but I'm not. I mean, I'm not super jazzed on the idea. It's like, yeah, all right, there it is, and I'll play it.
It is a type of
But
game.
like
that
to
comes
me,
out,
it's like there's so many other ones that just have barely been touched,
yeah.
right? Hey, cat, little fucker, disruptive today.
Mm-hmm.
He's right in there.
Yeah, there's certainly more. Like,
There we go.
They don't even show any. Like I've never seen a Korean War game.
Nope, nothing in Korea. I mean, there was a game called like 2 Days to Fallujah or something like that. It was a war based off the Fallujah War that like took 2 or 3 days long or whatever. But they got shut down.
Huh.
They got shut down because people were saying like, oh, it's too close to when it actually happened, or something like that.
Oh yeah, that rings a bell. Sorry.
Yeah, right. They got
rings a bell.
I don't know whether a government shut it down or whatever. It might have been too close to 9/11 or whatever the fucking shit was.
Right,
They're like,
something,
we don't want to
I remember
depict
that. Yeah, good
the
shit.
Americans looking bad in a war.
A game that I'd be kind of cool or stoked to play would be sort of like a World War II game, but it's essentially set in like a different dimension or whatever. Like it's not like so that the things that actually happened in World War II aren't necessarily what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, more fictional.
You don't
So
have
you're
to
talking
follow a set
like
story.
you're talking about Turning Point, Wings of Liberty or whatever that came out, like Sons of
Never
Liberty,
played it.
something like that. It's the one where like a battle went sideways, and then the Germans ended up invading America.
Oh yeah, and the Germans win or whatever, or like the Saboteur, I guess.
No,
No, that's just Paris.
Yeah.
Resistance, Fall of Man.
No, I was thinking more like
Resistance, Fall of Man.
I was thinking more like you play as like a UN ambassador or like the leader of a country essentially that's on the verge of going to war, or war is like there is a point where you can go to war or get another country to go to war with you or something like that. Like it's like Civilization where you control like there's.
Is this a World War II game now that we're talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
confused.
like let's say like we're in 1930, right, and we're like a country's about to go to war. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be Germany or whatever, but a country is going to go to war, and you have the ability to stop the war. Like you have some like there's negotiations that you can do. You can send people in as negotiators or whatever. Like there's ways to go about not actually.
So
just
what you're
playing through the
saying is
war.
you want like a strategy World War II game.
Yeah, sort of, but it's like strategy of countries or whatever, and trying to.
You want
stop
Risk
war.
for World War II.
But that's all just attacking. There's no option not to attack in Risk. That's what I'm saying. Like
Sure,
in
yeah.
most or all war games, it's just attacking.
Right.
You know, like I want a game where it's like you
want Civilization's World War II.
you can get out of attacking. You don't have to necessarily start this war, but there's like things that you may need to do or whatever. You know, like.
But then
I
it
don't
wouldn't
know,
be a World War II thing if you can't start a world war.
You can start a world war.
You would have to, is what I'm
You
saying,
don't
to
have
make it a World War game.
Well,
We're talking about a game in a World War II setting. I don't know what kind of tangent you're on right now.
I'm saying that I would like a game where I control like the
politics
the
of it.
actions of the leaders. Yeah, the actions
Sure.
of the leaders as opposed to the actions of a single warrior.
Yeah,
or
that could be
whatever,
different.
Okay.
right?
That makes
Or-
sense.
Or I'm not like fully committed into this like this war or whatever. The war can play out
Right.
like depending on how I handle myself in my own sort of meetings
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Right.
So
Like
strategy game.
let's say the war is coming or whatever, but you know I can build up beforehand, or I can like try and put out like treaties to like stop this guy from doing things like for a certain number of years, you know, like they did in World War II, or like just shit like that. I'd like to play a game that was like that.
Sure.
I would like that kind of World War II game. That'd be like going back to that sort of World War II era and not actually just like throwing a Garand in my hand and sending
Yeah.
it out into the city.
It's interesting.
Mm.
I would like that game.
Sounds boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking
It
boring.
kind of
yeah.
does, actually.
Yeah.
I would have fun with that game.
Sweet. We got one sale for it. Yeah.
Depends on how much it is. Let's not
Yeah.
say that.
Somebody make me this game
I
that I
don't
might not buy.
What do you think, Danny? I mean, for me, it's like the weapons are played out, but
Oh,
I don't know, man. I don't know what else they could do to really make me come back to a World War II game and be like jazzed about it, like super
I
excited.
mean, like you said,
unless
Be the
it's
story.
from a different perspective. Like let me play
the Germans.
as
Yeah, that's the only
Sure.
perspective they haven't done. I think.
no. Well, let me play as the Germans. Let me see what it was like to be the bombers of Pearl Harbor and then have to defend it back home there. Like, why do I always have to be an American?
Yeah.
How about playing as a
If
German
you want to,
with
if
a
you want to
conscience?
actually make it a little bit different.
Did they let you play as the Japanese in World at War?
No, you were in Japan though.
Yeah.
You're fighting against them.
I thought you could play as the Japanese.
I mean, for me, a really cool idea would be like, I'm focused on like, there's other fucking wars and different styles. Like, let's
Yeah.
have a guerrilla warfare game. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where we're just like tiny little insurgents or whatever,
Hmm.
and we're trying to take out tanks with fucking sticky bombs made out of socks and C4 and some oil, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
let me be a guerrilla warfare doing guerrilla tactics and shit like
Have a
that
crafting
on a bit of a
mechanic in
smaller
it.
scale. Yeah, sure,
Little bit
right?
of
Like,
squadron control.
there's been a couple games like Freedom Fighters was kind of
Yeah.
like that, but I'd like to see that expanded on,
Mercenaries.
But you could do that in real world war settings, but
Yeah,
you
man.
always have to be an American
Yeah.
or whatever, right? The good guys.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be cool to set up like sort of like Metal Gear 5, where you're like a mercenary group or whatever, or a hired army, and
Right.
you can choose which country or whatever, which people you want to fight for, which contracts you want to take, right? So you can like, I don't know, yeah, you can decide different battles and stuff like that by the people that you choose to back, which would be pretty cool. Because then you're not necessarily part of any sort of country or anything like that. You're just kind of like, I feel like these guys are right or whatever, or I want to see these guys win, and then you help them.
And then you help them
Yeah.
with your dick.
And on that note,
Yeah,
In 10 minutes.
I think if they get some innovation in there, get a compelling story, I'd
Yeah.
play this
Sure.
game, a World
It's
War
just
II
there
game.
was that period of time for about like maybe 8 years or so where it was fucking
too much.
World War II
Yeah.
after World War II after
Too
World
much.
War II, and it was just all I fucking played, man.
it was movies too, so it kind of added to it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
then
it
that
was-
was the thing too. Like the games, they were never that innovative because they were just stealing from the movies.
Yeah, scene for
It
scene.
was
Right.
like shot for shot recreations of the
Crazy.
beachhead
Private Ryan.
mission from Saving Private Ryan. There was a ton of stuff from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
You know, there was stuff from Enemy at the Gates, left, right, and center.
very much so.
Yeah, it was all just very derivative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's
And like I said, I'm more of a sci-fi guy anyway. So like,
Yeah, me too.
you want me to get excited about World War II? Add aliens.
yeah.
Oh, they did Resistance.
Yeah.
I loved it. There you go.
Crisis was like a Vietnam one that had aliens, right?
No, it wasn't Vietnam.
It wasn't Vietnam.
No,
it was a made-up island.
it was
No,
Koreans though, wasn't it?
There were Koreans in it,
Yeah.
but everybody was fighting for control over a made-up island, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a fictional island. Yeah, but there were Koreans, and they got really scared when you picked them up by the throat. That was one of the coolest parts of Crisis, man. Their eyes just looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, "Ah!"
You could see the fear. Yeah, totally.
Turn on superpower, and you throw a turtle at them. Die! Yeah, death by turtle.
So, yeah,
That's right.
On that note, that was a solid topic.
yeah,
I
man.
enjoyed that one.
Good topic.
That was a good topic. Yeah. So, on that note, we're on topic number 3 now?